Okay, so we'll touch on some points of difference between the VeriCams and everyone else's cameras. And as I said, because we came to market a little later with the product, we had the benefit of user experience and seeing what the other guys had done and what they did right and what they did wrong. So you obviously try and take as much as you can on board. There's a lot of unique features at this point in time that we can do with the VeriCam that the others just simply don't do. Stepping back a little bit, the heart of this camera in terms of its recording ability is the AVC Ultra family. So AVC Ultra is not a specific codec, it's a family of codecs, and that's the AVC Ultra family of codecs. 4, 5, maybe even 6 years ago, we came out with AVC Intra Class 50 and Class 100 in our ENG and EFP cameras. And that was I guess the start of the migration away from the DVC Pro-based codecs into the H.264 codecs. And the advantage with 264 and the AVC and our idea behind the family was we get this scalability between very, very low bitrate proxies that you can shoot around on phones right through to 444, 12-bit, 24 to 30p. So the VeriCam sort of wasn't really conceived. It wasn't really an idea almost when we were introducing this family of formats, but it was always in mind that we will get there one day, and it was scalable up to that end and down to the proxy. Long GOP in there and Class 200. I won't dwell on codecs, but yeah, it's I guess the point to mention with codecs here is the efficiency behind the H.264 based codecs. We're around 45% more efficient than ProRes codecs for the same image quality. So we can do an awful lot on a P2 card. It's our burger with the lot. And when we were planning the VeriCam, we'd already started talking to these guys. Workflow is obviously vital with any new camera, with any new codec. And we'd been through that. We'd had good support from our partners throughout the whole P2 experience, and that worked well. One thing which really worked well for us when the VeriCam was released is there was support for the 4K 422 format right from day one. So people could grade, edit, finish from day one. Right now, as of about 2 or 3 weeks ago, in version 2, we unlocked 444. We don't have support right now for that. Resolve will handle it, but at half resolution. And we have been playing around with a beta version of Baselight, which does support it, and there's a few little issues there. But Baselight should be ready to roll sometime in March, and Resolve won't be far away too. And the other guys, yeah. Oh, okay. Excellent. Good. So, look, support's been good. We talk a little bit about the build and what's gone into this. Again, we've been building cameras for a long time. We've always had a reputation of building a rugged, reliable camera. Obviously, with a camera like this, one of the important things is weight. But given that what we did on Colours of Melbourne that day, dragging around to 8 different locations over 7 or 8 hours, it's going to get knocked around a little bit. So there's always a trade-off between the build of the body and the weight and all that sort of thing. Tarka's team decided to build the body out of aluminium. It's a very strong body, it's very robust, and it's also very, very light. So the 6 kilograms all up is without battery and without glass. So it's certainly a little bit lighter than some. Yeah, good, and Connell attested this on the shoulder. It does feel good. There is a flange back adjustment in there. Please don't touch it. It's a qualified service centre only touchable mechanism, but it means we don't have to shim. There is you can poke a Phillips head and a screwdriver and a slot. I'm not telling you where the slot is. You can adjust it fairly easily. Please don't do it. One thing again, Tarka's team sort of came through really, really strongly in the user feedback was we want a strong mount. It's got to be a really, really strong mount. We've made the mount entirely out of stainless steel, so it eliminates any flange back errors with temperature fluctuations. I'll hand over to Taka, and he can give us a few technical details.
Yep. So the red one is a Velo curve, and the green one is the Log-C Alexa at the ISO 800. Maybe you're very familiar with this. So it's quite similar, actually. It's quite similar. But the point is, of course, this curve was optimized based on the image sensor characteristic. The first point is around here. So we try to apply the lots of code barrier into this dark area. And the second point is we try to keep this linear as wide as we can. So now we say it's 14 stop or 40 plus stop. So the Velo curve itself has the 16 stop from -8 and +8. But the sensor works from -8 to maybe around here, 6.5. So it's like a 14 plus stop. Any question? Is that okay? And the code value. The 8% gray is always 42. In entire whole the ISO range. And Varicam has two, for 42 to 10 bit and also for 12 bit. So code value is like this. So when you set the exposure, please care this. And the gamut. So here's the 709 area and the P3. And this is REC 2020, BT 2020. Now it's coming. And the Varicam gamut is like this. So Varicam gamut, we call it V gamut. V gamut covers the REC 2020. But as of today, there are no display which can display the which has the REC 2020 color space. So once it's ready, we're gonna make some convert LUT, 3D LUT to from V gamut to 2020 REC 2020. So I would say it's V gamut is the REC 2020 ready gamut, and this is one of the core point of the Varicam look. Actually, the Alexa is more, the color gamut size is almost same, but this axis is a little bit different. But we optimized our V gamut based on our Bayer color filter characteristic. So this is our core technology which can produce the Varicam look. And the sensor size. Unfortunately, this camera is the 70x9. It doesn't have the 4x3, but it's 4K. Yeah, just a size. So, any questions? It's okay. Yeah.
Back to the dynamic range.
Yep.
And at 800 ISO, if you dropped it down to 320 or 400 or something, what would that do? Would that mean that you're kind of trading off and putting highlights over there and giving yourself more range in the shadows, or?
Actually, the Varicam doesn't have the below 800, but so 800 is native. So if we implement the lower ISO, it's going to be a kind of digital minus gain. So ISO 800 has this big wide dynamic range. If the 400 is going to be one stop down. So creepy is going to be like this, but the 80% gray is still 42. 800, so 800, 400, 200, 100. Just behave like this, basically. Yeah. And now we are getting a lot of voice-over customers who want the lower ISO than 800, even it's the less dynamic range. So now we are working on that. Maybe it's come soon.
Yeah, there's the voice of the customer, the user experience. The feedback we've had over the last couple of months obviously has been overwhelming, and the factory's certainly got future plans in terms of what we want to do. I guess that's what we're working on first, and there's a few more releases that'll come, which will address, I guess, what we want to do. But even now, there was a few things that were available in version 2 that I think weren't planned, but they came back because of your voice.